Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I have the most spec'd Porsche Cayenne Coupe of Bangladesh. Thanks to Aslan Motors for providing this beautiful unit of the 2023 Porsche Cayenne Coupe e-hybrid. Why is this car so special? Because there's only 3 units of this particular vehicle. One is in white, one is this in black. Both are imported by Aslan Motors, and there's one special one, that's the Turbo S. I did a full review of that before. Now let's talk about the company Porsche. Porsche is a German manufacturer that are building cars. It's been more than a decade they're building cars. But Porsche wasn't a SUV manufacturer before. What was Porsche? Porsche started their company back in the 80s, but then it wasn't SUVs, it wasn't sedans, it was sports cars. I did a look around of that car, but I never uploaded, but I have a picture with that car back in Canada. That was their first Porsche vehicle. But after that, they developed the 911s, then they came all the way to the 2000s by building 911s and 911s. At 2000, they released the first Porsche Cayenne, the first SUV from Porsche. After the Cayenne got really successful, they decided to make more vehicles like the Panamera, the Macan, and the Cayenne Coupe. What's the Cayenne Coupe? Now the market has been changed. No one likes sports cars, 2-door convertibles anymore. Now everyone likes one car that has everything. So the Porsche Cayenne Coupe has it all. It drives like a proper sports car, it handles better than any other SUV, it has the power, and you have trunk space and 4 seats for your family. This is a hot cake in American and Canadian market because of the big amount of sales the Cayenne and the Cayenne Coupe did. But as Porsche is owned by VW Group is one of the biggest group in the world because they're the #1 selling cars in the world. That's why they have a lot of company. Lamborghini, Audi, Porsche. These 3 companies are owned by VW Group and they are developed by a same person. I mean, CEOs are different of the company, but the engineers and the workers are the same person. So production costs can come low. But when it comes to Porsche, it's obviously a little bit of a notch up because Porsche is obviously better in handling. This is the Cayenne Coupe. The Cayenne Coupe gets a lot of models. The start gets the normal Cayenne Coupe, then is the Cayenne Coupe e-hybrid, then is the Cayenne S e-hybrid, Cayenne GTS, Cayenne Turbo e-hybrid, Cayenne Turbo S e-hybrid, and Cayenne Turbo S. And the most powerful variant, the Cayenne Turbo GT. This is the pre-facelifted model. 2024, the facelifted model is here. But this is a little bit better when it comes to looks because this actually looks like an aggressive Porsche. I'm going to start the review by showing you the front of the car, but before that let me quickly show you the key because the key is actually very nice. You have your Porsche logo at the top, then you have your unlock, lock and trunk opening, and whenever you press unlock, this actually illuminates. Now let's get inside and turn on the front full LED headlights that are new for the 2023 model. Car is on. This is with the front full light. This is with the car's hazard. This is with the high beam. This is without the high beam. When it comes to lights from Porsche, it is actually very complicated because you have 3 different lights you can get. The LED matrix, the LED pixel, and this light. This is the brand new light for the new generation. So you have 4 dots like every single Porsche headlights, and then you have the massive projector setup at the center. You have Porsche written on the reflector or the turning light of the front, but you can see Porsche's headlights are designed in a way so it's always on the front of the hood. It's on the bonnet and it looks amazing. Now if we come to the front angle, you have the Porsche logo here and it actually says Porsche. And then if we look at the front, this car has a lot of option. Why? This car has the sports exterior package. So the sports exterior package makes the Porsche Cayenne Coupe much more aggressive. So you have more openings at the sides, as you can see, for the oil coolers. So you can actually say there is one here and on the other side. and it's fully in black because it was optioned in black. And then you have this massive opening, and the actual inside grille actually opens when the car is on and closes when the car is off. And you have the front camera placement right here with 4 sensors. You have the towing hook right there, you have the number plate slot, and like I mentioned, I got this car from Aslan Motors. The front camera is very developed because it actually is the most crispiest graphics you can get on any car manufacturer. There are 2 bulges on the hood, so it looks like a 911 from the front, and it makes the car look much more aggressive. You have rain sensing wipers, adaptive brake assist, cruise control. Standard options are there, but if you want more autopilot and stuff, those are optional extra. So for opening the hood of the car, I have to do that from the driver's side. And the car obviously does get keyless entry, so you don't have to get the key out when you're getting inside the car. And now let's talk about the engine and the performance of this car. Because when it comes to Porsche, I have to tell you guys about the car's performance. So let's come to the car's engine. Porsche's 3 liter, 4 liter, Audi's 3 liter, 4 liter, and Urus's 4 liter are developed by a same company, and it is the same engine. Different manufacturer tune it or detune it. So Porsche Cayenne Coupe has a lot of engine variants, but mainly it has a 3 liter or a 4 liter. 3 liter hybrid or 3 liter non-hybrid, 4 liter hybrid or 4 liter non-hybrid. So what is cool about this car is it has a 3 liter V6 that is placed at the front. As you can see, it says Porsche 3 liter V6, and you have Porsche written on both of the sides, 3-cylinder here, 3-cylinder here, V-shape, of this nice cover. 2 intercoolers for the turbo, that's where you pour your engine oil, that's where your ECU is. And if you look at here, you have your radiator fluid and the positive at the front because the car's battery is actually in the back. But what's cool about this engine is, with this engine, you have a beautiful fast shifting transmission. That's actually good. It's from Audi, but it is developed from all of the engines and all of the manufacturer, like I mentioned. So it has an 8-speed Z-tronic automatic transmission, and it is powering 4 of the wheels, and it is a phenomenal car when you drive it because Porsche means handling and performance. You have insulation on the top that are in this nice quilting design. But now let's come to the main part, the car's power output. 455 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. This can beat any car in Bangladesh, like the GLE 53, the X5s, the GLS even. It can beat anything, like straight up, because of the power output it has. But this same engine actually goes to the Panamera too, but the 911 and the 718 gets different engines, and the Macan also gets different engines. Now let's close the hood because we're pretty much done. Get it closer and just press this from both sides. And now I'm going to show you guys the side profile. So Cayenne Coupe. First, let me introduce you to the company Porsche's variants of their car they sell. First is the 911, that's the sports model. Then it's the 718, that's the sports model too, but it's for the people that can't afford a 911. Then it's the Macan. Macan is the smaller version of the Cayenne. Then it's the Cayenne, that's the SUV form. And then it's the Cayenne Coupe. The competitor of the Cayenne Coupes are very simple. It is its brother from another mother. It's the Audi Q8, the Mercedes-Benz GLE Coupe, X6, and unfortunately it's the Lamborghini Urus, but not for this model. That's for the Turbo S or the Turbo GT. As this is the e-hybrid, let's just compare this to the normal variants of the GLE and the X6. Now let's come to the wheels of this car. So this is the most expensive wheel you can get with this car, and it has Pirelli P0 tires, so it's the most grippy tires you can get for this car. And the front wheels are 285 35 ZR22s with 6-piston Porsche brakes that are in this acid green because of the e-hybrid system. And the front brake thickness is 14.2 inches with muzzling suspension and air springs. You have the side fenders that are actually a little bit more bulger. You have the e-hybrid badge here with more acid green treatments on the sides. Then if you get up from there, the A-pillar and everything is the same color because it's a one-tone. But if you unlock the car, it doesn't open the actual side view mirror, but it takes some time for opening it. But you have your hazards light here, camera here. It has blind spot monitoring, and it's actually placed on the car's door instead of the A-pillar. So everything on the car's window trims are in black. This is a black on red combination. The door handles are also in black. But what's cool about it, this car actually gets soft door closed. So if you just slowly push it, it's going to get inside. Same for the back, and the opening and everything is just phenomenal of this car. You guys can complain about the ground clearance, but it actually has decent amount of ground clearance for a sports car. Now let's come to the rear wheels. Rear wheels are same Pirellis, but the rear wheels are 315 30 ZR22s, so it's more thicker. But you have smaller brakes, and the rear caliper thickness is 13.2 inches, so just a little bit smaller than the fronts. But you have same suspension, multi-link suspension with air springs, and you have a limited slip differential for the back. If you just unlock the car and then get inside the front, there's a button placement on the door. So if you press that, then if you come and unlock it, then if you press it, there it opens, and then you can fill up your 85-liter fuel tank. That is a little bit smaller than the other competitors, and it's obviously Porsche, so it's going to take a lot more fuel because it's better driving. Now it's pretty much it for the sides, but just look at the upper spoiler here. It's how aggressive it is. And now I'm going to show you the car's rear, but before that, let me show you the car's suspension. Put on the brake, turning the car on. I'm going to open the car's window so you guys can take a deep look inside. So the car's air suspension is very easy to use. So first of all, I'm going to get it to the most highest position, so I have to remove the parking brake, and then I'm going to put it at the most highest position the car is going to get, so the car is getting raised up. It's still going up, so this is the most highest position. So if you want to off-road the car, then you can do that. But now I'm going to get it to full low, so let's press this button, and now the car suspension is going to go full low. So it's the most aggressive and the most fun suspension settings you can go on. So there it's going, it's going, it's going, and it's almost done. So that's the most lowest position, but it has two more levels, so you have low, medium, and high. That's pretty much it. This is with the full light on of the car. This is with the hazard. This is with the rear fog. This is with the car's reverse. So now I'm going to put it back to park and come outside for showing you guys the car's rear. So here we do that real quick and show you guys the rear of the car. So you can see, as it's Porsche, you have the light that starts from here and it's full in OLED. It starts from here and it all the way goes till the other side. And it says Porsche inside the rear tail lights, as you can see here in Cayenne. And it has acid green accent because of its e-hybrid system. But then you have the car's hazards right here. And what's cool about it is this rear spoiler actually extends up as the Turbo S and the normal variant. But you have another lip spoiler over that spoiler. But you have the rear windshield that is heated, and you have the upper spoiler that's actually open for more air through, and the upper stop brake light is inside there. If you come down now, you have the number plate slot here with your reversing camera and reversing camera washer and two number plate slot lights. Rear fog lights are placement down here. You have this nice diffuser with the exterior accent, the sports exterior, and you have these sports exhausts that are in black, so that's also optional extra. Quad tips, and it actually sounds really good. Now let's see, is the Porsche Cayenne Coupe practical? So for opening the car's boot, you can do it from the key, you can do it from the inside, and there's a practical button placement at the place here. So it obviously gets a power tailgate, it's a premium level car, and it obviously gets this massive scratch plate so you don't scratch the car's paint. If you look at the underfloor storage, you have the car's sound system stuff here and a space saver spare wheel under that, and you have the car's battery there for the car's hybrid, and then you have the big charger that you get with this car. Previous generation or the pre-facelifted other models didn't get this, but this car does. So you have this brand new charger that this car gets with your owner's manual on how to charge and everything. You can see it says Porsche right there. So it's very nice. You get this, and this is fully original as it came with the car, and it has this very nice bag. So if you want to carry this in your car, you can do that. If you want to place it in your home, you can do that as well. But if you put this back, you have a little bit of netted storage area here with a light placement here. And if you go on this side, you have opener here where you have your car's fuse box at the back. This is for the car's suspension, so if you want to lower it or raise it. This is for your lights for the boot, and you have the upper partial cover, and you have the emergency triangle placed under this. And for opening that, you have to twist this buttons, and then you can open it and see the emergency triangle there. You have two lights here. These are for identifying the bag. These are for identifying the lights here. have two buttons here. One is for closing the boot, one is for closing the boot and locking the car. And then you have the car's reversing camera there with the reversing camera washing. Now let's close the boot because we're pretty much done. And you have more sensors at the back, and you have two towing hooks placements right here, so you can tow something else or a carrier or everything. And that's pretty much it for the car's exterior. Let's get inside the interior. So let's get inside the rear now. So it's pretty easy to get inside, but as this is a coupe variant, this is the most sportiest and the most driver focused variant. This is not a car if you want for luxury and stuff. So you have full red seats with isofix anchor points, and you have these beautiful silver seat belts and a center armrest. If I just get that down, you have Porsche embossed on the headrests at the both of the sides. You have two cup holder placements here at the center armrest, and then you have your rear infotainment screens that are really expensive to get now. So when you turn those on, it does this very nice Porsche animation, and then you can control some stuff like the brightness and the volume, and you can actually watch Netflix inside here. So it's pretty nice. You have a fixed panoramic roof, but it's actually not bad. You have two AC vent placement here and heated seats for the back and where you want the air, and you can control the car's temperature from here. Same for my side, so it's a 4-zone automatic climate control, and the wind speed controllable from here. This is for a 12-volt socket. It's not a cigarette lighter. You have two more USB-C types and a phone holder placement here. Pretty nice, pretty cool. Now let's come to that side. So here we do that, and let's show you the door. So you have full black leather with red stitching until the back, and then you have this carbon treatment with gloss black treatment. This is the door handle. This is for unlocking and locking. This is the twitter of the car. This is your grab handle with more black leather and red stitching, but everything else is in full red. You have your bottle holder here, and this car actually gets Bose sound system. That's why you have the big speaker. And then if I open the window doesn't fully actually go down, but it's actually pretty nice that it actually goes this way down. And when you get out, you have this light here for identifying the back person that the door is open at night. But if I get outside the car now, it actually gets soft or closed. So if you just push it, there it goes in. And you have the charging socket at this side, so I'm going to get inside and open that and show you that right away. So if I just press this button that's placed here, and then come outside and just press here, there, that opens up, and then you can charge the car from here. And it doesn't take that much long to charge because it has a very small battery capacity, so it's going to take around 4 to 5 hours at night for charging the car. But if it's a fast charger, it's going to take like 20-30 minutes for full charge. Now let's get inside the front. So let's start with the dash. You have full leather placement until here. You have an airbag placement too, and then comes your AC vent with your AC vent opener and closer. Then your carbon fiber treatment all the way till here. You have your lockable glove box that has a lot of room. You have the seats now. So this car gets these Sport Plus seats that are full bucket, and it is more than 16 way adjustable from the buttons there. And you have the Porsche embossed on the seats. So this is what the most expensive option this car has. Then you have two vanity mirror placements here, and it is actually very nice with the bright light. But the fixed sunroof is placement right there, but it's not that helpful because it doesn't open. But it's actually very nice that it has a fixed sunroof where we don't even open our sunroofs in Bangladesh. Then if you open this, you have a wireless charger and two USBs and a light placement there. And then if I close that before, there we go. You have the Porsche logo embossed here as well with two cup holders, and then you have a 12-volt socket here as well. And then if you go front, you have a little storage area here with Cayenne written. And now let's come to the car's infotainment, and then I will show you the car's AC controls. So this car gets a 12.3-inch full digital infotainment. So for that, I have to foot on the brake, turn the car on. There, that does it. And now let's come to the infotainment. It does a very nice animation from Porsche, and it says continue. So if you continue as a guest, because I do not own this car, so if I go on guest mode, you have navigation, media, phone, car, air condition, notification, charge. So navigation and media and phone are not important because you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and navigation doesn't work in Bangladesh. Let's go on car. In car, you have the drive modes. So you have off-road, e-power, hybrid, sport, sport plus, and individual that you can also control from the button placement here. But if we go down on this hybrid mode, you can drive this car with e-charge. So that means you're going to charge the car, then it's going to work. You can e-hold, so you can hold the percentage of charge you want. So if you want the charge to not go below 100%, it's never going to use the battery, it's just going to use the engine. Or you can drive this car as a hybrid. So a plug-in hybrid is better than normal hybrid. You know why? You can use it as a hybrid and you can charge it as well. Then you have the suspension settings, because this has the adaptive suspension, that is an option. So you have normal, sport, and sport plus. Then you have the car's overall suspension that you can control from here. So I'm going to leave it on low so it looks nice. This is for the sports exhaust system. So if you turn this on, the valve open for the exhaust. Then you have the assistance where you can control your brake assist, parking assist, and lane change assist. Then you have your trip information placement here. And if you go on comfort, you can change the car's ambient lighting color. But the ambient lighting color as it's day, it's not that visible, but I'm going to keep it in red. And you can also control the brightness of all of the places this car actually gets. So I'm going to get out of there. You can control the seats and the comfort entry and stuff. But now let's go home, and then if you go on air condition, you can see where the air is coming. So you have two vents on the sides, one placement here and one placement here, and these are also your AC vents placement here. And then if we go on pre-cool heat, you can control that, and I can also control the rear climate control for the ACs. And then comes charge. So when you go on charge, you can go on the overview, so how much charge the car has, but the car doesn't even have any charge now. But if you go on this pre-cool or preheat, that we don't need in Bangladesh because it's not that hot or it's not that cold. You have device, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and sports chrono, and your updates and other stuff. But this is your normal home display. You can control your widgets from here, but everyone just keeps it like this on vehicle. If you go up a little bit, you have the sports chrono package, so that's why you have the time, and you have a compass here. So whenever you turn, this actually turns as well. Do notice this when I go to the driving part. Then you have two AC vents here with the AC vent closer and openers. You have the shortcut button placements behind, and the volume button that's here. And then you have the button for turning on your hazards. Then comes the button on the sides. So this is for the climate control for the passenger. This is for the climate control for the driver. Then you have the ventilated and heated seats, front and rear windshield heaters, suspension settings, and traction control. This is for the car's individual modes, and the no outsider coming inside, and the ventilated seats for my side. It's actually pretty nice and pretty helpful. For the cameras, when you put it on drive, you just press this and put it on drive. It goes. For neutral, you just push it once, it goes on neutral. And for reverse, if you just push this, it goes on reverse, and it has adaptive guidelines, and the camera actually moves. And if I actually look at the 360 degrees, so this is with the normal view, that's with the wider view. This is for the front, and these are for the car's side cameras, so you can see the wheel right there. It's nice. And this is for the parking brake, so that's with off, and I'm going to put it back to park. And then if we go up, this is your rear view mirror with auto dimmed. You have some light placements here for your reading lights, and this is for turning all of the lights on, including the rear lights that are on the car's grab handles. And then if we come back here, I can turn these off. You have the parking sensor off, the camera buttons that you can just place here, and then I can open the upper blind from here, and then you can view the panoramic sunroof. Let's put that aside. Now let's come to the car's steering wheel. Steering wheel is fully leather strapped, but it is manually tilt and telescopic. As it's Porsche is for saving weight and all of that company, so that's why it's manual, but otherwise you can just get an option on your options. You have very nice leather strap, and now I'm going to show you the car's instrument cluster. So when you turn the car on, so foot on the brake, and here we turn the car on, so it slowly turns on, and then all of the instrument cluster stuff turn on after that. So if I go to a detailed video, you have the RPM at the center, that red line's in almost 6,500, so almost 7,000. Then you have your digital meter at the center, where you have your mile per hour and your drive modes and your gears. So if I get the steering a little bit down, it will be nicer and more visible for you guys and for me. So first of all, you have the time and date placement here. Then you have the car's battery percentage and the car's fuel gauge. You can control the screen, but now it has G-force meter. So for controlling the screen, I can do it from the buttons here. If I go all the way to the top first, This is with the car's vehicle. So you have your engine temperature, engine oil temperature, transmission oil temperature, and battery voltage for the car's battery. Then you have the trip information, the navigation. Then you have the sports chrono, G-force meter, boost gauge. You have the e-commerce, so for your all of the fuel economy. This is for your which wheel is getting most amount of power. This is for the all-wheel drive system. This is with the tire pressure monitor, and it's back to the normal stuff. So I'm going to keep it with this screen that has the which wheel is getting most amount of power. Then you have the center dial, so you have that, but when you change the driving modes, it actually says there. So now it's on hybrid auto. E-power isn't available, so you have sport plus, then you have sport, and then you have your normal hybrid. But if you press this, you have sports response mode, so the turbo goes on scroll and it gives the most amount of power. Then you have the speedo here. Top speed is 170 miles per hour, and the gauge. Then you have the outside temperature placement there as well. Pretty simple, pretty nice. You have the windshield wiper controls here, and then you have the high beam and the hazards here, and the cruise control buttons here. And the paddle shifters at the back are actually aluminum, so it's actually pretty nice to hold on. Now I'm going to show you the car's door, but before that, let's look at the car's heads-up display. So if we go on the car's heads-up display, the heads-up display is also pretty simple. You have the car's speedo, and that's pretty much it. But when you put it on drive, and if you go on manual mode, it doesn't even give you a paddle or anything, so you can notice anything. But when you turn the car off, so here we put it back to park, and we turn the car off, and it slowly goes away. And then you have the Cayenne and everything written on the instrument cluster. Then you have the stitching that are actually accurate. Then you have the vent for the defogger of the windows. Then you have your main AC vent with your headlight controls and your start button, that's this knob. Then if you go down, you have your deck pedal, you have your brake pedal, then you have your gas pedal and the button for opening your hood. That's here. And then you have the Platinum Edition badge here, so this is the Platinum Edition. Then you have all your seat control placement here, and then if you go on the door, you can see the black leather with red stitching until the back. Then you have the carbon treatments until here. This is the door handle. You have the memory seats here and the unlock and lock. Then you have your grab handle with the Twitter behind it. You have your exterior mirror controls and window openers, a fuel tank and boot opener. Then it's leather until there. And then you have more room under this, and you have this massive speaker. Now let's go on the driving part and tell you guys about the car's price. Put on the brake, turning the car on, and there it slowly does that. Whenever you drive, make sure you wear your seatbelt because it's the law. And drive in the roads without a driving license. I do have one, and I drive it because I have one. First, let me introduce you to the car's price. This car previously priced was 4 crore 60 lakhs, but as Adlan Motors is giving a discount on their 1-year anniversary, they're giving a 10 lakh taka discount. So it's 4 crore 50 lakhs for you guys. If you need this car, contact with Adlan Motors. I'm going to put their Facebook page in the description. And now let's get into the driving parts. So before I start, I want to say Porsche is a company that's always been when it comes to sports cars, and that's why they're making SUVs, because this is the market now. So SUV means practicality, good at turning, good at everything. So this car's turning radius is 39.8 feet, and it's actually pretty good considering that it's a coupe SUV. And what I like about Porsche is it's my second most favorite manufacturer because of its handling and of its good capabilities. And whenever it comes to Porsche, you have to think about handling, because Porsche is all about handling. Like, we have a speed bump right here. The suspension is on sport, so it would get a little bit more aggressive. And about the ambient lighting is, because it's daylight, I can't show you the ambient lighting. I'm really sorry about that. And this is the most expensive wheel you're going to get on the Porsche Cayenne Coupe. And the exhaust, you can hear it, the burbles and everything, that's always there. When it comes to actual handling, look look at that sound. Like, it's the exhaust of this car, the most expensive exhaust you can get on the Cayenne Coupe. And for the turning radius, I'm on the center lane. I'm going to take a full U-turn. Let's see where we end up. Full U-turn, and we're at the center lane again. Now let's move at the sides because we're pretty much done reviewing this car. And if you like this review, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and do make sure you hit the like button if you're watching it at Facebook. So, one thing that I didn't show you is the rear wing. As you know, Porsche is supposed to be coupe, but a lot of people have their complaints about this car. That it's not a coupe, it's not a full-on aerodynamic car, but when you put the car on the cleaning mode, it actually raises up for cleaning the bottom. But when you go over 60 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour, then the spoiler actually gets up fully until the top, so it can match the airflow that comes from the rear upper spoiler to the bottom spoiler. Because this is a 911 just with a little more higher suspension and 4 doors.